Yeah, I'm just a little excited, just a little, just so you know. Hello, welcome to the show. It's V from Call Me V here. I got a lot of people already in the chat. I haven't even brought my chat up, but I will tell you that, got quite a few people going, and I got a special guest tonight. And, every year, try not to miss the M25 The Gathering this year. So it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So might as well start getting to know all the people that are going to be there, because the bigger it is, the more people get to learn. So without further ado, is that how you say it in English? Oh, and if you're in the chat, drop some green hearts for our special guest. Let me bring him up. The one, the only Dennis. Oh,
hey guys, it's Campfires and Dirty Tires.
Welcome to the show, Dennis.
Thank you for letting me be on the show. I appreciate it.
And don't mind if Dennis has having a snack. He was a little parched because we were talking too much.
Yeah, some of my viewers already see that I eat these. I'm trying to get Jimmy Boys hooked on these.
They sound delicious. I could cry. Okay,
they're good.
We're going to check the chat before we start talking.
No problem.
We have Busby in the house. Hi, Busby.
Hello.
We got Travel Dreamer. Hello, darling. It's been a while. We got Tina. So I told you I sent her the thing. She gave me a thumbs up. We got Outdoors with them. We got Danny. My little sister's in the house. We got Troy. I pinched his cheeks. Shh, it's a secret between you and I. Shh. Okay, let's see who else is in the house. I think that's all I'm seeing right now. But wait. Nancy Drew's in the house.
Hey, Nancy.
That picture. Oh, so I'll still love that picture. See, Nancy understood. We dropped some green heart here just to make you feel welcomed. Hi, Campfire. I'm a little slow on the chat because it's been a while, people. Do you have your preparatory drinks? Gin. Okay, gin. Cheers. So we're going to start very simple. How long have you thought about going on YouTube before you actually did?
Well, I've had my channel since 2018.
Okay.
And I really didn't. Me?
Okay. I'm saying hi to the people in the chat.
Oh. And I really did. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I do that too. I really didn't record a lot of things. I mainly did it because I thought I could respond to a lot of other YouTubers that were pretty big in their channels.
Yeah.
So I do have a lot of video, but I can't put it out because I don't know how to edit all the music and the cussing and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, I recently, just back in, September last year, when I met Lower Michigan Adventure, he pushed me into doing this more. I seen what he was doing and I thought, oh, this is cool. So I'm enjoying it. I've met so many nice people out here. I was scared, I didn't know how to react to some of these people. I'm not full time, but I will be sooner or later.
Tina says, just posted a video with Dennis and Jimmy Boy today.
Oh, yep.
With them. I know, I saw some lives. Thank you, Susie.
Thank you. Oh yeah, travel. He's right around the corner for me.
Yeah, she's always my neighbor at M20. Now we're up to M25. She's still my neighbor, so I just call her neighbor now. Steve goes, "Who's Susie? Is that our neighbor?" He goes, "Oh, okay." Because Steve can't remember everybody's names, so he's like too many people. But eventually, I get him on. I talk to this. He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, I remember." So yeah. Everybody says, hi, Tina. Okay. So let me tell you about me. I joined the YouTube community. I opened my channel in, was it 2012,
Wow,
2014?
that's a
Because
long
I was
time.
looking at going tiny. I was like, give me everything tiny. I was like, I wanted just more freedom and just more tiny. So, needless to say, drove all the way to Tennessee with my teardrop because I wanted to see if I wanted a tiny house. Because I loved camping in the teardrop because we were avid tenters. But we had such a thing as a little mini tornado, and it kind of ruined our tenting situation.
Oh yeah.
After staking it and everything for 5 hours, and it only took an hour for everything to So we are like, no, I think we're gonna get something, and convince my husband for a teardrop because it's something small, and you know what? You could pay it. When you're traveling, you just need a tandem parking because it's literally the size of a parking space. So made it easier. We got Blue Eyes in the house. We got my bestie, Michael Ann, in the house. Wait,
Hello, Michael.
Michael Ann.
Michael, and sorry, I don't got my glasses on. I should be
Okay,
looking
I'll tell you the name.
because I'm reading off my tablet.
Oh, perfect. And after that, I started going down the rabbit hole of what other small rigs other than a tiny house and a teardrop. And then I was an avid camper since I was a kid. So we tented. Our first RV was a 15 or 16 foot. Literally had like a double, like the dinette was on one side and the couch was on the other, and the little kitchen and closet behind and the door, that was it. And we were 5 in there. So
Wow.
you went outside. So I understand what camping means goes outside. So yeah. Okay. So what was your first rig? Do you remember your first rig?
A 1984 Ford E350 26-foot camper.
Nice. It was a truck camper then.
No, it was actually the one you drive. It was an RV. Sorry.
What was the like a motorhome?
Yeah, because we had younger boys, and I was already driving truck on the road. So when I got home, when the kids used to come with me, and the wife used to come with me in my truck, it was cramped in the back of the sleeper a little bit. So
Nice.
I bought that when they were younger, and we did some traveling, and then it kind of were we didn't use it as much. It was more of a storage. It ended up being more of a storage because we ended up doing a lot of tent camping. It was easier than getting that big vehicle in a lot of places. And then, let's see, had that for a long time. Then we bought a travel trailer, but the wife doesn't know how to tow it. So I got tired of driving like 20 hours. I wanted a break. So, we got out of that. And then I built a little teardrop camper myself.
Yep.
And I did a lot of traveling because I had a smaller truck with it. I just really never documented a lot of videos or nothing like that. So, but I got a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman that inspired me to do that. He has his own YouTube channel. I won't mention it, but anyways, I figured if he was handicapped and he built that, why can't I?
Is it Jeffy Bear?
No, I know Jeffy Bear. Actually,
there's a few. Wait a minute. There's a.
It was called No Legs, No Problem TV.
See, yeah, I watched him. Yeah.
He had that Fazette disease. Anyways, I seen him build his little camper and go out to Arizona one year to the Jamie's van build and all that. Yeah. So I built one and went out there the next following year, but I didn't stay at the build.
Yeah.
I stayed out in a little ways from it, and then I talked to him, and with him and I become very good friends. I even got his book and all that. But anyways, I met a lot of other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And
that's where they all hang out.
Yes, during the wintertime. But I don't mind Arizona, but it's very dirty. Lots and lots of sand. Yes.
It's the desert. What do you expect?
Well, it is. It's because I was in the wrong area, and then I finally found my own spot to hang out because I got nothing against people, but sometimes I like to camp with a few people, but not hundreds.
I
So
get it. I get it.
I
And I
got to
know.
be. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It got to be where it was a little harder climbing in and out of that little camper. So I've already seen a lot of the van builds, and then I bought this van a little over 3.5 years ago. The one I'm in now, the Blue Lagoon, and I've done a lot of traveling in this. I mean, but I also just recently purchased a 1959 Can-Can camper that I'm restoring that I want to tow behind my other van. I got an E350. I got a 2001 E350
Ooh.
that, how do I say this? It's always nice to have more space
Yeah.
so you can stand up.
Yes.
I mean, I got ways of taking shower here because I got an on-demand hot water tank, but at least this camper is small enough where you could tow it with a small little vehicle. Because by the time I get done with it, it might weigh 1,000 pounds.
Oh, that's nothing.
No.
My
But
car could pull that.
yeah, my
And if you know, my
Durango,
car's petite.
we have a 22 Durango, and it won't have no problem pulling it. But
Nice.
I wanted to be able to stand up. The older we get, it's a little harder. I'm not saying I couldn't stand like what you have for 3 or 4 days, but after that, I'd want to stand up.
Yeah.
But
Well, we have a good setup because when we go to, like last year when we were at M24, Michael Ann is with me because, we passed by our house to cross the border. Might as well bring her with us, right? And I'm sure she enjoys it too. So, but we have, a sunshade. We have the pop-up clamshell.
yep,
Plus, we have the teardrop. So we can sleep in back of the SUV. Steve or Michael Ann and I share the teardrop while my husband sleeps on his cot in the clamshell. But, whatever floats our boat is what happens. And the teardrop has pretty much everything in the back. We got a big, huge cooler. Plus, we bring a plug-in cooler or two. Depends how long we're going for. And I would love to redo the back of my teardrop one of these days. But my husband and I, when we got our teardrop, we custom ordered it.
yep.
It was a Canadian made, a couple. He was dreaming of making a hot dog stand. Stumbled across teardrops, and anyways, he made one for him and his wife to go camping, and everybody loved it. And so he made one for his friend, and then his friend came to help him to make another one, and the next thing you know, it just turned out into a business because he had so many people. We had to wait 8 months for ours, but we customized ours because I have allergies.
Yeah.
So you can still go camping even with allergies, which is so nice.
I got a little bit of allergies myself, and I still go out there.
So we're going to say hi to Sharon who came in. We're going to say hi from Cruising Scene. We're going to say hi to John and Nancy Travels, Jan and Travels.
Hello.
Oh, look at that. We got Dennis in the house. You might know him. So yeah, and I always say, camping is what you make out of it, We were avid tenters. We've done the trailer. We have also an RV that's, just parked at a campsite.
Yeah.
And like a seasonal campsite. We have our friends there. And, our friends will tell you. Certain days you'll see us, we'll just literally vegetate there. Certain days we leave early in the morning, come late at night because we're just experiencing and what's around us. And being on the cheese trail, makes it easy. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you gotta go in the Oxford County. Best cheeses in this side of Montreal, I'm just gonna say. Because Quebec has the best cheese I've ever had. So
I imagine it does.
yeah.
I never really I couldn't eat a lot of dairy products when I was growing up, but I tend to eat them now. I smoke them with my smoker, and oh yes.
Do you have that on your rig?
For the M25 meetup, I'm going to be bringing my smoker, and I'm going to be smoking some cheese, and I'm going to be smoking some bologna.
Oh my God. Okay. Anybody in Michigan? We need to find squeaky cheese for VE.
I will look for that too. Bologna. Growing up, it was like my favorite, but since I've learned how to smoke it, And then when you cut it open and you see the rings and you get a nice thick piece of it.
My husband, that would be his love language. I've been to Frankenmuth.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been to Frankenmuth a few times.
Yeah, that's not that far for me. It's a couple hour drive, but it's still. We used to go there at least once a year when our kids were growing up because they loved the whole Christmas thing. And there's so much other things to do in Frankenmuth besides that.
The first time we went to the States with our teardrop, first night we stayed in is in Frankenmuth. We drove. We got there like I want to say 11 o'clock at night because there was traffic, there was rain, the border, like everybody was at the border that night. I was like, geez, if I would have known, I would have just slept in the parking lot and come here at 4 o'clock in the morning, the border. And then, brand new teardrop. They're asking, I was like, no, the only thing I have in my cooler is Diet Coke for the husband and iced tea for the wife. That's it. I said, oh, I can show you because I have no problems about it. I said, we didn't even bring food across because we're like, it's our first time going across. We're just going to eat one when we get there, So the only thing I had was like a bag of chips in the car. And he's like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, because we discussed in the past about me coming over there to Canada as I was driving, and they kind of gave me flack over all that fruit. I mean, that was my house on wheels, and I just went grocery shopping, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. But anyways, I love coming to Canada.
See, my friend Dennis travels, so he's seen a lot of places that he might suggest the places to go. So, question: when you travel, is it just you? Do you bring the fam jam with you?
It's mostly, I'd say, at least 90% me, because my one kid is handicapped, and it's hard to take him with me. I mean, he is going to come up to the M25. And so is my other son because he took time off of work.
Sweet.
And then my wife's going to come up. We do traveling, but I keep that kind of private.
Yeah. It's all good. 80% of the time, it's just you, whatever. Yeah.
It is because mainly I go fishing and hiking, and I'm trying to keep healthy. I do a lot of camping. I've tried doing all the stealth stuff, and it's cool. It's cool to do all that, to sneak around, but.
And you don't want to tell everybody your favorite fishing spot. I get that. That's sacred.
I have, I live in between two lakes where I live at right here. So, but they're both private. You just can't show up and go fishing here. Exactly. And believe it or not, the fishing's here. It ain't as good. It's not as good as some of the other spots. So I'm all about being outdoors. I go to the UP of Michigan because I have property up there, and it's a little bit more agile to fish out there because you have bears and elk and moose, and you're in their habitat.
Yeah.
And I'm always scared of them. The bears don't scare me. It's the more of the moose and the elk because they're more aggressive. I've
seen how a deer can damage a Ford Ecoline. So I can just imagine what a person like.
Most of those animals, weigh 1,000 pounds plus. Yeah. And usually, like I said, the bear, when I go salmon fishing, they don't usually mess with you. They're down in the river eating, unless you come in between your cubs, like everybody knows, or you trap it somehow. But I've never had no issue with the black bears in Michigan. I've had more issues with porcupines and moose and elk in any of my outings.
I haven't seen a porcupine for so long, but again, the last time was up north, so.
Yeah, we have them up in the UP quite a bit.
What petrifies me is a skunk. I was just going to tell you.
Oh, they stink.
Would you rather see a skunk, a fox, a bear? I would like any except for the skunk. Like, the skunk just petrifies me.
I don't want to be sprayed again.
Dennis and I were talking one night, and all of a sudden I was like, sorry, Dennis, if I'm not looking and I'm looking like I'm freaking out, I could see the skunk walking in my complex. I said, if you stop underneath my car, I'm going to freak out. After I left Dennis, I started my car. No sense of skunk. I moved my car forward to make sure he was not in the behind. Before I even got out of the car, I was that paranoid. So yeah, as a teardrop, I can't do that on the teardrop. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna have to get cameras for underneath the rig.
I do miss my. It was actually a square back because I did build a teardrop, but then I built a square back.
Yep,
It's just
we were looking at those too.
But I also had the axle lifted quite a bit up off the ground, so I could go down some trail. I miss it because it was easy and convenient.
Yeah.
And it was so light.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it once with my Goldwing I had. It was
What?
a little, yeah, because I have trailer brakes on. I had trailer brakes on it,
Nice.
but it got nerve wracking. So I got rid of the motorcycle, and just like I said, I loved doing the whole traveling thing. I think a lot of that had to do with me being a truck driver for almost 30 years, because when I was out there, I could never enjoy the scenery.
Yes, I get it.
Now that I'm
You're driving against the clock, going, I gotta get there by 9.
and not only that, I have to pay attention to what's around me instead of what's in front of me and what's beside me. What's behind me, then what's over there, or what's that, because my eyes are focusing on the road, because I didn't want to put nobody's life in danger.
Exactly.
Especially in the winter, if nobody's ever driven, well, like you guys over there on the western side of Canada, I believe. I don't know exactly where it would be, but when it snows, it snows. It don't snow in inches; it snows in feet.
Well, I'm from up north Ontario, so
Okay. Yep.
I've seen. Well, I've seen snow. I've seen snow. When we were kids, when I remember one time slept over at my friend's, watching movies and everything. And guess what happens? We wake up in the morning. There was this huge snowstorm that the dad couldn't even open the door because there was that much snow. So guess who has to all get dressed up and start shoveling? One kid after another, dropping the kids with the shovels, like literally heave hoeing, so like that we don't get caught in, to shovel the door, 3 of us. Yeah. So
when I was younger, we used to go to the UP, and I always wondered why there was a door above the other door in most of those houses up there, and it had a little landing because of the amount of snow. It usually snows in the bottom door, so you just walk out the second floor door, and then you can put your snowshoes on and go out that way.
perfect. So I'm going to ask you a question. Top 5 things that you don't leave without on a camping trip. Top 5.
Power station, water, food, cell phone, and my mind.
Clear mind.
Because you can make do. I mean, you don't have to have power, but I do because I sleep with a CPAP.
Yeah, I was going to say certain people need it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've had some smaller power stations, and I've had the generator thing, the quiet generator, and I just think that the power stations are the way to go. That's my choice, so.
Busby was trying to tell you that number 5 should be TP because he doesn't want no poison ivy. He's just like, TP, TP.
Well, yeah, I do have a little foldable potty that collapses down to nothing. So,
yeah.
Because if you're out and about and you don't have no TP, you're going to lose a lot of socks. Been there, done that. 'Cause my wife said, "Is it okay to talk about that on this?" But
you
my
can talk about anything.
My wife's like, "You left here with 10 pairs of socks 2 weeks ago, and you don't have none. What happened to them all?" I said, "Well, I did a boo-boo and didn't have no toilet paper and didn't have no paper towels, so you got to do what you got to do."
And then you just say, I didn't have a doggy bag, so,
Yep. I mean, I picked up my mess and threw it away, but I'm not going to bring it back. But still, I agree. Toilet paper is
an investment that you're willing to leave behind. Yes.
Yep.
I agree.
I just think of water is a very important thing. And I do have those little water filters that you can pick up in any box store or online, that if you are out and you really need water, you can actually put it down in the water and it'll filter it multiple times.
Yeah.
I prefer not to drink it like that, but if I got to, I got to.
You got to, yeah. My favorite thing is these little tablets that are dry. Because big towels?
Yep.
And when you just want a face cloth? I'm camping, I don't want to wash a face cloth. And It's just a little towelette. Literally, you put it on the cap of the water, or you put it in your hand.
Yep, I've seen those.
Literally a teaspoon of water, and you got a face cloth to wash your face. And to me, those are the best things. Guess what? After that, let it dry. You can reuse it. Start the fire with it. It's just perfect.
Yes, and I just actually looked into buying some of those. I've seen a lot of people use them, and I'm thinking, well, that is very saving space wise.
Yeah.
And very lightweight. You could throw it in your backpack or whatever, or you can put it wherever you choose to put it. But
when you go for a hike, you can pack 4 in your pocket. Like, you're too warm. It just absorbs all the sweat, and you're like, and you walk, put it on your belt. It dries as you walk. Like, so.
Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments here.
It's okay. I was trying to. We got Najuma in the house that's joined us.
Hello.
So if you have any questions, put QQ in the chat. Ask away. Dennis said he's open to any questions. So
yes.
And if it's too much, he'll tell you. It's just too much, you know. So I have a question. When you're camping, music or books?
Both.
Both. Oh. Are you more of a book or a magazine guy?
Well, growing up, I couldn't read. I read backwards. So now that I have the opportunity, that it's been a long time, I sit and read a book with some light blues in the background or something, or whatever's on, and I can just sail away to my own little planet.
Nice.
I never really was into that reading the book thing, but I took some people's advice. You sit down by the campfire, not necessarily by campfire, but sit outside, relax. Put a book in your hand of whatever choice you like to read with a little baby bit of music in the background, and you're off on your own little planet. Or that's the way it does with me. I'm in my own little world then.
Yeah. So are you a socks and sandals, or just plain sandals kind of guy? Yes. Socks are for emergencies. They're not for my feet.
I walk barefoot a lot.
Oh, so you ground yourself very well then.
Yeah, I walk barefoot a lot. So
that's why you're a happy person. A lot of grounding.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some major health issues a little bit ago, but I have overcome them with a lot of help from family, friends, and whatever it is. But anyways, I definitely been barefoot most of my life because I don't like shoes because I sweat.
I'm with you there. By the way, Dennis, we have my bestie who always comes with me at M25 The Gathering, so might as well make her appear. Are you ready? Do you remember her name? Her name is Michael Ann.
Michael Ann, yes.
And everybody in the chat, say hello to Michael Ann. Drop her some love. Hey, Michael Ann.
Hello, Michael Ann.
Hello, Dennis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Michael Ann, what are your top 5s when you go camping?
Sure, you put me on the spot.
Electric bug zapper. Michael Ann knows. I'm like, get away.
Bug spray and the food and my bestie.
Yeah, I mean, we don't forget the bestie. That's why I pick her up on the way.
So she's coming to the M25 too?
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Oh,
we've gone how many years in a row now? 3, 4?
22, 23, 24, 25. 4.
Yeah, because we couldn't do 21.
They wouldn't let us cross the border.
They wouldn't let us in unless we flew. I said, well, can you put the teardrop on top? Like, I can paint wings on it. Like,
drop us off over the.
Yeah, put a parachute on it, and you guys could have sat in it and floated down right at the campground there, and you'd been all right.
We should have just rented an air balloon and just lifted up, and never thought of that. Smart. Our friends at Outdoors is what Dan says. I fell on my face a lot. Does that count as grounding? If you stay more than 2 minutes, yes, it does. I'm just gonna say. I always say 2 minutes to 5 minutes is a moment. So if you can get a moment of here and there. Oh, Jeff and Tammy, did you see my video I dropped with you guys? So I can't wait to see what's the weirdest food word that you guys try. I finally put out my kumquat video. Finally. I made it in what, January? It's out there.
Feels like it was longer than that ago.
Well, it was Chinese New Year, so yeah, it just feels a long time.
I'm going to be going to David's meetup here too.
Yeah, Dave has a made up in July.
Yep, it's usually for the fourth weekend. I was there last year and I enjoyed myself.
That's what I said. There's wonderful people wherever you go. Like I said to Steve, you gotta not be shy and introduce yourself. Steve's a little shy, so if you're at M25 The Gathering, come on over and just talk to Steve.
I should have my new stickers this week because I'm out of my old ones, and I've got some up and coming things. I got a video I'm trying to go through and edit about what I'm going to do for the M25.
I swear, Michael Ann is on the rise. She's like becoming like editor into extraordinaire. She now has written songs for her own channel. Like this girl is like,
wow. There was another guy that I met at David's. I forgot his YouTube channel right offhand, but he made me a song for Campfires and Dirty Tires that all had to do with the outside, and I was using it for a little while, but I don't know what happened to it. He was telling me about this software that he purchased, and it allows YouTube to, not be mad about the songs.
yeah.
I just used the free version of Suno.
Okay, well, I'll have to look in that then, for sure.
Yeah. So if you people are going to M25 The Gathering, let us know what site you're at, because we will go stop by and say hi.
Well, come bang on your door, and how do I say that? Go, rah, we're here.
We're going to technically be outside. The only time we're in the teardrop is usually when I'm sleeping, so Michael Ann knows that.
I'm going to do some fishing while I'm there, too.
See, I let my fishing expire. My fishing license expires. I need a new one.
Well,
do you guys have that in the States?
It's if you live in Michigan, it's $25, and I think I don't know what would be with you guys, but how do I say this? You can always tie a string around your toe and put a piece of bologna down there, and you're really not fishing.
I got caught on something, and I don't know what it is, officer.
Yes.
See, look, Jeff and Tammy. Grounding is good for you, yes. Not the grounding your parents do, but big grounding.
I think we've all had that happen once or twice. Yeah, I've been learning a lot from them guys about the outdoors too, Jeff and Tammy.
Yeah.
That was a great.
Tammy, did Dennis relay my message to you guys? Do you remember what I told you to tell him?
Right off the top of my head, I don't know. I forgot because I've been.
Try some tomatoes for me.
Yes. I don't. I think they were meeting up with Lower Michigan Adventures, and I don't know if I sent it to him, but I had it written down. And in my text thing, I don't know if I actually sent it to him. He should be able to tell me if they did or not.
Well, this is why I like M25 The Gathering, because it's a meetup on the East Coast.
Yes.
A lot of stuff is happening on the West Coast.
Yes, indeed. Well, Tina was telling me about a little meetup in Kentucky that I got to look into. Because, yeah. Because I go to Kentucky a lot. If people go back and look at my channel, I got a lot of stuff out of Kentucky because I have family members there. I just wish there was more. And I know in time there will be, look it up in the UP. They got the Schoolie Palooza.
There's tons.
The M25.
In Quebec, there's a huge van life gathering. Huge. And I said to my husband, one of these days we're going. I don't care if I have to rent a van just to go to be part of it because it's huge.
That's what I did my first year when I actually went out to Arizona. I flew out there and I rented a U-Haul van for a week and stayed in it with just I bought all the stuff out there. And then after my week was up, I donated it to Jamie and all them guys.
That's nice.
So I could fly home because I didn't want to. You know what I feel is if you pay it forward, it'll come out in luck for you. because you may need that help one day yourself.
Outdoors with Dan. We are fishing next week with Dennis.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go up there and because Jamie and his wife Lisa are going to be up there north of him a tiny bit, and I'm going to go stay at Den's house, which I had before.
Nice. So I said, my neighbors, we're just, if it weren't for this border, I'd be always in your backyard, people.
I get it. I understand. I'd be up there a lot more because the fishing is a lot better. Cleaner water. You got cleaner water.
Just like Victoria from Hope Bus. I once called her and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was not a good weekend to call me." She goes, "I only have 5 minutes. We're up north." And I said, "Where are you at?" She tells me, I said, "It used to be my backyard." She goes, "What?" I said, "Are you this road, this road?" I said, "Did you get caught in this curve?" She goes, "How'd you know?" I was like, "I lived there for so long. I know. There's a few dead man curves. I know that. But if you're not from the area, you wouldn't know." So
You remember when you and I were discussing a couple of days ago about some of the people that were from Canada that were van? It was Bruce with his blue van. I can't think. I think it's Bruce Travels or something. He travels with his father. But when you talked about Chrome donated a bunch of stuff for his van.
the Chrome's done so much for a lot of people. So
Definitely.
Yes, he has.
yeah. Let me see. Bruce Travels. Let me see.
He has a blue Chevy van like mine, but he travels with his father and a couple other people. His dad has an older Chevy van that's a little high-rise. I think that was called Bruce Travels. I know his name is Bruce. He's only been at it for 2 years, and he's got quite a bit of followers now.
That could be.
Then that a lot of it has to do with Chrome.
Yeah. Well, when Tina came up to meet Chrome, I was supposed to meet up with them too, but I lost my voice. And my husband goes, "You're sick. You lost your voice. You can't go." And I was heartbroken because the week before I had met Eamon and Beck from the van life community.
Oh,
and I was like, and I said, "I want to meet Chrome too." And I was like, "Oh." And then I was like, and then when I found out Tina was there, I was like, "You mean I missed Tina as well?" I was so
He's
upset.
coming this way.
I know, yes.
Slim the Potato Head that's out of Canada. I met him once.
Yeah, Slim, yeah. I've watched so many of Slim's video. I could tell you, I've watched so many. And it's just like Humble Road. I've watched all his videos too.
And it's very helpful for what he shares, though. I mean, the things he's doing with a lot of different building little things and trying little things, it was very helpful for me, too, as a traveler myself.
He explains it like we can all get it. I was like, I just love
it. A, B, C, D, and he doesn't put it in college terms. He puts it in terms that I can understand it. The way I feel it was very, very easy to understand.
Bruce Van Life Jr.
Yes, that's his name.
That's what it is. I was like, I've heard of it, but I was like, what is it called?
Yep.
Thank you. I was going to pick my brain all this time. Michael Ann? Kyle says hi. Kyle, you got to email me. Or you got to message me, one or the other. I want to interview you guys, too. It'd be so much fun. Oh, did I miss Fatima? Oh, yes, Fatima's here. Sorry. I'm a little slow on the reply, Fatima. I'm sorry. Fatima enjoys ketchup chips that I bring her all the time, as per requested. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tina was just saying in the comments that she met Chrome back in 2019.
That's when I was supposed to meet her. I was sick. I was so sick. I had a fever for 3 days. And I was like, I'm going to get better just for this Saturday morning. You can watch. I was feeling better, but I had no voice. And my husband goes, "How do you want to go to a meetup with no voice?" I was so upset. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to start writing or something. He was like, "No.
I don't need to talk.
I don't need to talk. I just need to be there and say, hi, nice to meet you."
So you guys obviously can understand me pretty good and hear me pretty good, right? Okay. Because I'm using this little noise-canceling cheap mic that I forgot it was just laying on the bed over here.
Yeah, sometimes the cheapest things are the best things. I don't know why, but
it wasn't the cheapest, but it wasn't the most expensive. It was middle grade because I wasn't for sure if I was going to be 100% involved in all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
on my camera, I bought the little clip-on little thing, the little clip-on speaker that's this small.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, but then Michael Ann can attest that I was doing lives in the morning with just my phone, my old phone. So I made it happen.
I'm learning, and I am reaching out to learn more. If anybody wants to help me, with any information I have, that's what I've been asking a lot of people. How did you do this? How do you add that? I see you guys do this and do that.
I think we should have a how-to night at M25
Yes.
The Gathering.
Yes.
Bring 3 questions.
Yes. I agree with you because, people do explain it, but I don't think there's enough content out there on, maybe because I haven't really searched a lot, but how to add these little pictures. I see people with some of their channels before it starts out, that would be what editing software, correct?
Yeah. Tina, Hyde Park is one of the most beautiful parks in Toronto. So that's why I was like, I know that park. It's so nice.
Hey, that's one thing we haven't had in here in a long time is the trifecta.
Yeah, we haven't had all 3 Troys.
1, 2, 3.
Let's introduce you to the Troys. We had Rat Pack Troy.
Nomadic Rat Pack.
Hello.
We had Cat Maintenance Troy. And then we had Troy, our friend Troy. But we won't say his name on the
And he's with Traveling Mike.
He's with Traveling Mike. Troy, pinch Mike's cheeks for me. So, Dennis, what do you plan on doing with your channel? Are you going to be doing reviews? How to build? Let me show you where I've been. Like, what are you doing? What are you planning? Or is it going to be a Mod Podge?
Mainly camping and fishing, I think, because I'm not nothing against what I just did last weekend with the whole racing, and I did some lives. I really want to learn before I actually start getting more involved with my channel, because I keep messing up on videos and I have to delete them because there's things in there that shouldn't be. And, I need help, but on the other hand, I'm really trying to really learn. I think what I want to do with my channel, to be honest with you, is just show what my life's about, honestly. What anybody can do with some handicap limitations, and you don't have to be extremely wealthy to do this either. I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I'm happy broke. That's what I tell everybody.
I hear you on that one.
I'm wearing that one.
I've been on
a teardrop, so I could save money on hotels.
Yes, that was another reason. Like I said, and that other gentleman is what inspired me, because when I was always traveling, I'm like, well, even if you get online and book it, there's $100 here and $100 there and $100 there. One summer of traveling, you could buy yourself a really nice teardrop.
That's exactly what I did. A custom teardrop.
Yes.
And in 18 days, just by the fees it would have cost us in hotel, was half the cost of my teardrop. Half. So I said to my husband, we cannot not justify.
Correct.
And Michael Ann has slept. Is a comfy teardrop.
It is.
It has pretty much everything you can think of.
Like I said, I miss mine, but I just don't miss crawling out of it all the time, because I did a lot of traveling and it was getting a little harder on me. Don't get me wrong.
Dance in the house.
I thought about putting another one back together, but not as fancy as my other one. Just basically insulate it real quick, and I don't need all the electricity because I have my big Blue Eddy power station, and it's got to have air conditioning because I don't like 90-something degree temperature by no means.
Yeah, well, that's why we got the pop-up. If it's too hot, you sleep in the pop-up. I was like, we bought, like, back in the day, the first portable AC, which was just water and cool, but it was just like, it's too humid. I can't breathe when it's too humid. So
that's what's going on today here. It was supposed to rain and it's a little humid, and I'm not going to just sit outside and do this. But that's why I crawled up in my van. I travel in it. Might as well do this in it. And I got the AC on. I'm cheating. It's not. I think it says it's 63 in here right now.
Wow, it's colder than in my house. Wow, I'm impressed.
Well, I also, before I go up there with Outdoors with Den, so I don't run my vehicle and use a lot of gas, because I got rear air and heat in this van, and also I've got heat up front.
Nice.
But I've seen a lot of YouTubers build and put an air conditioner in their back window. I mean, it looks redneck, but I don't care.
Hey, if it works, it works. If you're
Because
traveling, they're not.
when I had my teardrop, I had, you know, two insulation on the floor, the walls, and the ceiling.
Wow.
And well, it's because I camped in the wintertime a lot. I used to take that out on Lake Michigan and go ice fishing with it.
Yeah, we
'Cause
just have an inch on the top and 3 inches on the bottom. And the sides are pretty naked.
Well, because I just I don't like the heat. I mean, I like between 72 to 80 maximum. That's just me. I'm not knocking anybody else, but anything above 90s, I don't like it. It's just too hot. You can't enjoy yourself. But I know there's a lot of people out there that love that type of weather and they can get out and do things in it. But I would have to take my shirt off and rinse it out because I'd be sweating so bad.
Busby said, even Mike just installed AC in his rig, and he has a square cargo. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It was hot today, yeah. Next week it's going to be a scorcher, people.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Scorcher. It's a scorcher. Oh my God, Troy wants to know, Dennis, will there be streaking at M25? Just kidding, he says.
That's your
Troy's
choice.
a little wild card.
That's all right. It doesn't hurt to ask. You can't lose from asking a question, and I get it. That's your choice. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. I don't want to go get in trouble.
Troy, if you know M25, there's always the plunge or the puddle jump. So after that, we can't guarantee. There will or there won't be. Michael,
Yeah. Do you like to fish? Can I ask that question to you?
I like to fish.
Neither one of you.
I do.
I haven't for a long time, but I still got
me too. It's been a while.
I still got all my lures. I just need to get a new fishing rod. I don't know what happened to mine.
Oh, I could tell you I sold mine in the yard sale because I was begging Steve for 5 years, can we go fishing? And I was like, sell it. And then as soon as I sell it, well, maybe we should go fishing.
I'm hoping to get well enough knowledge on doing this editing thing because I have one of my life bucket list coming up next year. I'm going to be going to Alaska and doing some king salmon fishing.
Nice.
I'll give you a few sushi pointers.
Because I do the salmon fishing here in Michigan in multiple different places, and they get to be pretty big, and the sturgeon get to be really big around here too.
Oh, yes.
And I've always wanted to go to Alaska, and I booked a trip, but then the pandemic hit and we couldn't go. So, and I've been to Alaska before in my driving career because we delivered a whole boatload of UPS and FedEx trucks up there. But anyways, that is my goal next year. If I don't travel all year long and save my money, to take a 20-day trip.
Yeah.
You know, take like 2 or 3 days to get to Washington and go up through BC and then get to Alaska. I don't want to fly. I want to drive it.
Well, you've driven through like BC to Alaska. It's a bumpy road. I always say if you want to drive from BC to Alaska, you got to know a mechanic friend because it's like bad roads so bad.
I'm pretty well mechanically inclined. I wouldn't do it in this brew van because it's got very low mileage, but it's got some Michigan cancer on it. But anyways, I would have a newer vehicle because I know how bad that is through there, and you just don't want to go traveling through there with something that's a little older and fall apart on you.
So Tina has been telling some stories of M23, 24, 25, and she's saying she's picking on Captain Jack. All I'm going to say is, people, we can raise money to get him a scuba outfit. It's skin tight, and then he can say he feels like he's wearing nothing, and then he's actually wearing something.
I see that Traveling Dreamer 46. You go to Alaska. I'm sorry, I'm just answering what this person here goes each year. That is my goal.
She'll be at M25.
Okay.
You'll be impressed by her rig. You're going to be impressed because she's got it down too.
I met some people at David's that had some really unique. They were factory built, like the Ford Transits. I
Oh,
mean, oh yeah, they
mm.
big. I mean, but I mean, you work all your life and you're
Well, let
retired.
me scratch my ticket to see if I can win one of those first.
Yeah, I'm on that same boat you're on.
Uh,
I could say I'm on that same little small inner tube you're on. I couldn't
see?
justify spending a couple $100,000 on that.
No, me neither. I didn't spend it on my car. Why would I spend it on a rig?
Now, if I was,
I'm with Jeff. Jack needs a green man suit. If it's green, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I met Captain Jack down there at Vanilla Jeff's meetup down there, and he was a really cool gentleman. I've been seeing him and Tina travel all winter long, so
That's not possible, Tina. We need to cover up Jack. Jack likes to be free, man.
yeah, I think that's
He grew up
cool.
in the 60s and the 70s. Everything was free.
Yes, he's just being
Even
himself. He's just being himself.
this new generation doesn't know what free is, so I'm just going to say it.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, Dennis, it's time for the 2-minute flash questions, okay?
Okay.
Oh, it's very simple. I'll be like, banana apple, you choose. Android apple, you choose. And then we're just going. You're just one or the other. Just to get to know you, okay?
Okay.
This is my favorite part of the whole interview. Before the interview gets over. Okay, you ready?
Uh,
Beef or chicken?
Beef,
Beef or fish?
fish,
Sandals or jogging shoes?
repeat that question. I didn't hear you.
Sandals or jogging shoes?
Neither.
Ooh, barefoot. It tells you. Sweatshirt or pullover?
Pull over.
One you over, okay. Duct tape or those nylon threaded bracelets?
Duct tape.
Oh, yeah. Lighter or matches?
If they're waterproof matches, all the way.
All right. Hat or beanie?
Hat.
Would you rather mountains or would you rather water? Mountains or the water?
I can't answer that.
Get a pick.
Water. The river coming down the mountains.
He's taking the river down. Okay.
Yep.
Whitewater rafting or hiking?
I love whitewater rafting.
Okay, there we go. And would you choose Zion or Yellowstone?
Zion.
Ah. Would you choose Australia or Africa?
Wow, I want to go to both.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Australia.
Would you eat a spider in Australia? Yes or no?
I think if you put enough mustard on it.
He answered my next question. French's mustard or any kind of mustard?
It has to be the flag.
Okay. The important question is Heinz or French's ketchup?
I don't use ketchup, but if it was, it would be the French's.
Oh, look at that, my best friend again. And are you a pickle guy or no pickle guy?
I eat them.
Okay.
Especially, how do I say that? Right out of the garden.
Hot dog or hamburger?
Hot dog.
Ooh. Ooh.
Especially if it's grilled.
I was going to say. And favorite thing to cook on the campfire?
The fish that I catch.
Mine is apples. Everybody knows it. I love
Hey,
it.
that's good too. I love that.
Fatima's like, Heinz, listen to me, Heinz. And Busby, is there a difference between Heinz Canadian and Heinz American?
I don't know. Is there?
There is. Busby knows the difference. He's like, oh, yes, there is.
Just have to read the label.
We sent Busby a ketchup bottle from Heinz because he says that's the kind that he likes. And he goes, side by side, he goes, it's night and day. So,
Oh, really?
Heinz ketchup. You don't know what French's ketchup mustard is?
I love mustard. I put mustard on my scrambled eggs.
Ah, nice. See, I put mustard on everything. Watermelon, apples, celery is my favorite. I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah,
Buzz. French's has ketchup.
Okay.
French's has ketchup.
Look at that.
She has a small bottle. I get the industrial size.
Made with 100% Canadian tomatoes.
Yeah.
I grabbed it at the dollar store.
I have issues with tomato, the acid in a lot of stuff with my stomach. Don't get me wrong; it doesn't stop me from eating lemons and grapefruit. I pay it, but I love them raw. Lemons and grapefruit.
My dentist had to tell me to stop eating lemons because I eat it like an apple. So I get it.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do with it. Eat it like an apple.
I know, but not everybody. I have to find it in the U.S. Busby, you let us know by September. If you don't, we'll get one from the dollar store and we'll ship it over to you. And because you're a truck driver, if you were to redo it, would you still be the driver or would you be the passenger?
If I could redo it at my age now,
No, not
I
just
would
like
do-
redo your steps. If you were given like a rewind button, would you still be the driver or would you decide to be the passenger kind of thing?
well, I've already got the driver down. I'd be the passenger, but it would be very hard to trust anybody.
Well, that's the thing.
Because-
Look at this. Busby goes, will do. I'll tell you.
Because I'd be able to enjoy the scenery.
Yeah. Michael, any questions for our friend Dennis?
My brain's fried tonight. Sorry.
That's okay. It was quite hot outside today.
Yeah, I was gonna say she probably was outside too long because it's so hot. So
What
I have a question. At M25, where do people find you? Do you want to divulge or not?
I forgot I think it's on lot 36.
So are you on the top?
I'm right across from David.
Oh, okay.
I would be, if you're looking at the map, you've got that pavilion right here.
Yeah.
So I would be at the bottom.
So you're okay. On the
Because
bottom.
David is across from me, and then I don't remember exactly who's
Because I'm
all.
beside Dave
Okay.
on one side, and I think Fatima's beside me on the other side, right?
Yep. They'll find me as if there is big bonfires around there. That's probably where you're going to find me.
Which rig are you bringing though? Because you have so many rigs.
That's not what I'm going to say.
Oh, people, you gotta walk. You gotta check it out.
Exactly. I am going to bring my camper, but I don't know what. I'm looking at buying a Ford Transit, not a brand new one, but
I've driven the Ford Transit XLT in winter in northern Ontario,
was it all-wheel drive or just front-wheel drive?
but I can still handle it. So I'm like, I said to my husband, I think if there was stuff in the back, I would be okay. I think I could drive this. But the chairs, not comfy. Number one thing I changed. The seats suck.
That's what I was told by other people, but I'm not
Because I
saying
did a 6-hour drive in it. Trust me. I was so uncomfortable after that. And my husband goes, you usually fall asleep in the chair. I was like, I know. I'm like,
I can fall asleep. I can pull over anywhere, put my head on my steering wheel and go to sleep for 2 hours and feel good.
Well, when the car is moving, I usually fall asleep in the seat. But this one I didn't because it's not that comfortable.
I want people to, it's going to be a surprise, but I am going to have my camper, but it's it's going to be a surprise what I'm towing it with.
Mhm.
Because my boys are going to sleep in with what I'm towing with because the camper is only made for me and my wife.
Nice.
Because
So,
it's only
question: Are they going to be your like special guests that if we ask them questions, they'll be able to give us some insight?
oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
So if you're going, find the fan jam. They might give you some insider tips on Dennis.
Yeah, you guys will probably find me at the lake a lot. I mean, I will be involved with all the activities because I am. Oh, there goes my dogs. Sorry.
Question: What activity are you going to be participating in?
Whatever I can be involved in.
Nice. Are you bringing your white T-shirt to tie dye with your $5 bill?
Yes, I'm going to be having my own T-shirts. I'm going to be passing out.
Nice.
Not a lot of them, but there's going to be a trick behind that. If you're going to be a follower, there's going to be a certain question I'm going to have to ask you about a video, and I'll give you a little bit of time, and then I'll give you a T-shirt.
He's going to ask you what he said at 2 minutes, 6 minutes, and 19 minutes. So watch out.
I'm trying. I'm just, I'm trying, and plus I'm going to be bringing some things to donate to some people that don't have things.
That's nice.
Just like I said, I've been on both sides of the fence.
Troy confirmed. Cat maintenance guy Troy. Yes, he's on site 36. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 36. Yep.
Bernie, are you coming this year? Bernie, are you coming this year? We'll bring you some chocolates again.
Keep the chocolates away from me because I'll eat them all, and I can't though.
No, we brought Halloween chocolates. They were small.
Oh, you talked about barefoot.
Canadian ones.
See, I'm barefoot now.
Woo-hoo, I'm wearing socks, but it's because I just took my work shoes off before coming in. So.
I'm sure people will see me up there barefoot because when I was at David's, I was barefoot, and then when I was at our little meetup, because Jimmy Boy and I are trying to do more of these collaboration meetups.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the east side over here doesn't have hardly anything, and
no.
If I didn't have really bad barking dogs, I would have a pretty good one here, but I'm not going to take my dogs to the kennel. I don't believe in that. Only in emergency use. Only in emergency.
No. And question, when you finish M25 The Gathering, what do you want to say you've accomplished or you've done or you've met or you've learned, or what do you think you want to say?
Hopefully I can learn more about YouTube, maybe some of the editing, and
Thanks. Practice.
Yeah, practice.
See, that's what I want. I want to hear from other people. I can never lose from asking a question. I can only gain.
Like I said, you can even go live at M25. I went live. Then my phone was doing something weird. That my picture was this small, like literally. My glance like, where is it in this little square? I don't know what happened. But again, you just got to learn. It's part of the thing of trying. So.
Yeah, I got little patience.
Not patience. You just gotta say, it's an experiment. It's an experience. And to all of you, if somebody can post the link to one of the channels that put up the video of, I'm trying to figure out all the names, of all the people eating watermelon with mustard. Feel free.
I'm going to try that. I've never had that. I'm willing to give that a try.
It's delicious.
I can only have a little bit of the fruit because of all the natural sugar in there. I got to be careful.
But I don't know. There's something about the saltiness and the vinegar that just. Have you ever had a feta, watermelon, and basil salad?
No.
Oh, yeah. See, I try weird combinations.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm more of a meat guy. That's how I lost all this weight and kept healthy. Yeah. I got nothing against healthy, like vegetables or fruit, but
Renee, there's no moths. Let me check.
What's that mean?
There's no moderators in my chat. I thought there was.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm sorry, Bernay. Can I do it right now? Let's see.
Well, I see that's extremely busy with a lot of questions.
Okay, here we go. I'm giving you a wrench there. There we go. Have fun. Floss is in the house.
Hello, everyone.
Floss, are you coming? Are you still going to? Are you coming this year? I missed Floss. Floss can tell you I gave her the biggest hug. That there's a certain person that told me, stop hugging her. And I was like, but it's Floss. I get to finally meet Floss.
A hug goes a long way in my book. That just shows me respect and love.
But I always say, you know what? You never walked in somebody's shoes. But give them a hug, you will feel the true energy that they have. And I've had people literally hug me, and I said, I won't let go if you tell me not to, because I can hold for 10 minutes. But again, I did meditation, so I'm a tree hugger, so I've meditated for hours on end. So I get it. I was like, sometimes you just got to change the energy. See, even Fatima says, I do hope Floss comes too. She had a cute setup in her little van. Everybody's like, Floss. So in my channel, Dennis, I don't know if you, I know it's past 10 o'clock, and I know you want to give it an hour, so I don't feel like that you're stuck here or anything. But one thing that I like to say at the end of my shows is I'll put it up so you can read. Do you want to read this? Can you read it?
Without my glasses, it's too small.
Okay, just repeat after me. Thank you for being
Thank you for being
beautiful from the inside and out.
beautiful from the inside and out.
And that's what I tell all my beautiful people, because I always say we are not told we're beautiful enough, so I'm going to beautify the world one pinch at a time and one green heart at a time. Dennis, it was a pleasure. I hope this interview wasn't too hard. My interviews are...
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my mama on you.
Well, you call your mama and you tell her I want to interview her next.
If she was alive, I would. But she's passed. You know how you used to say, I'm going to call my mama on you when you was a kid?
I don't know in French. English sayings are lost sometimes on me.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that because that is my nationality anyways. But it was just a saying here in the States, you know, if you're a bad person or if you've done something bad to me, I'm going to tell my mama on you. It's when you were a kid. You see what I'm saying? When you was a kid. It's just a...
We should all stay kids forever is all I'm saying.
I am a big kid, and I don't care.
Same here.
You have one life. Make the best of it.
Yes.
For sure.
And if somebody can... Wait a minute. Can I drop his channel? I thought I pinned it, but I guess I didn't. Campfires and Dirty Tires. I have too many things on my screen, so...
I understand. You done lost me on how you did all this anyways.
It's okay. That's how we... no, I need to copy. Yeah, share. Okay. There you go. Copy the link. That's what I want to do. There you go. Let me put it in the chat. There we go. And let me pin it for you. So like that. No, why can I not pin it? Ah! Can I pin it? Can I pin it? Let's see if I can pin it from here. No, I can't pin it either. I don't know. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, I see it here.
There.
I see my link.
Thanks, Bernay.
Oh, pin message. There we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernay.
Thank you. I appreciate it, everyone.
Yeah, and it was a pleasure. You know, we'll have to do a recap after M25.
Yes.
To see who you've met and who who you plan on meeting up afterwards. And if you want to do a collab, give Dennis a reach. Leave him a comment on his video and tell him, hey, we need to collab. And if you haven't known, there was a little mini collab between 4 or 5 channels just not too long ago. I'm just saying. If you know, you know. Michael Ann, what's next on your channel?
Live stream on Thursday night, 6 p.m. No, sorry, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Yeah. And do you plan on having a special theme?
It was going to be Pride, but I think I'm changing things up again. Some stuff's gone on.
There's always something going on. That's life.
Yeah.
And you, Dennis, what's next on your channel? What do you plan on doing? Catch a big fish and do a little short?
Mainly the shorts. I'm actually going to get my kayak out and do that.
Yes.
Because I bought a new mount for my kayak and I've been itching to get it out, but I've been working on my little camper too. So, but it'll be
70 hours in a day.
Yeah. And like I said, I live in between 2 lakes and I got a kayak and I hardly took it out yet this year.
Jeff and Tam here is like, we took the canoe out tonight, Dennis.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that he just redid he was just redoing his canoe.
Nice.
I also have a boat, but my boat hasn't been in the water in 3 years because I don't use it.
How big is your land? You got 2-3 rigs, you got a boat,
It's overwhelming. The wife is getting mad. Just probably about an acre, if that. But I got a swimming pool in the backyard and a hot tub and a big bonfire pit.
So do you need a garage like Seinfeld that just put the car in and brings it down, 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 down?
I'm a little bit of a junk collector. I got a lot of junk laying around that I just feel that I can make something out of.
Well, if we know a welder, can we weld me a piece of art for M25?
I probably do. I weld a little bit, but that's another thing I've been learning a lot here recently too, because like I said, I was a driver and I really didn't have time to do a lot of other things except for when I came home, spend time with my family. But I'm learning now on how to do all that welding with different ways, like the stick welder, the wire welder, the arc welder. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I have a welder. I'm trying. I'm learning.
Hey, keep on learning. It's good for the brain.
Oh, yeah.
Well, beautiful. Well, I'll put you guys down. Dennis, thanks for joining me. Michael and the bestie.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks. And beautiful people, drop some love, drop some green hearts as a thank you to Dennis, because he was wonderful. And if you have more questions, drop them in the comments after this video. Dennis will check it out a few times.
Yes, I will.
And if you got some questions, he will ask them.
Thank you for having me and being patient with me.
Oh, thank you for being patient with my squeaky voice. So, okay, I'll put you guys in the basement. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right.
Beautiful people, thanks for joining me. This was the first in the series, just to get to know everybody at M25, the gathering, because the more people, the less time you have. So if we start to get to know a few people, at least you'll have an idea where to find them, what do you want to talk about with them, if you want to collab with them, if you want to ask them questions. So be keeping an eye out on my channel, because this series is starting. It's going to be a lot of people, so be careful. And guess what? Thanks for being beautiful. See you on the next one. Bye.